Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm Bandana Sapam. I'm a Ph.D. scholar. I enrolled for my Ph.D., my pre-Ph.D. In 2019 and did my final registration in 2020. I have already given 3 progress report presentations, and this is going to be my 4th progress report, which outlines the activities, the engagements I had committed myself during the months of July to December 2021. My current working title is a comparative analysis of cultural contents in government-sponsored ELT textbooks studied in selected schools of Mandalay and Manipur. Why I'm using current title, I will come to that later on. Now a summarization of the activities that I had confined myself to during this period. As we all know that there was a total shutdown from May 2021 due to the pandemic. So for the month of July, August and some parts of September, I was engaging myself in online activities such as webinars, seminars, workshops and conferences. And during in these conferences, I had learned a lot on how to get articles published, how to write better articles. So by using those tips and tricks that the resource person had given me during this period, I had attempted an article title, which I'll give the title later on. It is Learners' Attitudes towards literary text, which is in the AECC syllabus. So I will come to that later on when I tell about the activities and conferences that I had taken part in. And also during the conferences and seminars, I had gained insight into the current latest trends and developments in ELT, especially in Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, Myanmar, Nepal, etc. And now coming to my PhD topic. So since my topic is a comparative analysis between Myanmar and Manipur, so the coup d'etat that happened in 2021 February in Myanmar made me quite apprehensive regarding how I can approach, because my work involves fieldwork, my research would involve fieldwork. So how am I going to go there and collect data and so on? So while anticipating this, it is necessary for me to plan my plan B, because if the situation arises, then I have to make some twists and tweaks to my research topic so that I can complete my PhD on time. Okay, so in 2020 there was this NEP, National Education Policy 2020 coming forth, and also there was an updated syllabus, in accordance with the LOCF. So MU, Manipur University, and TMU, the 2 universities in Manipur, have updated their syllabus in accordance with Learning Outcome Curriculum Framework, LOCF. So I was analyzing those in relation to English language teaching and also with respect to culture. So according to the National Education Policy 2020, language teaching and competency in a language must inevitably include an awareness of the cultural contents to provide learners with a sense of identity, belonging, as well as appreciation of other cultures and identities. Because multiculturalism and pluralism is the big issue now. Because of the differences, if we are aware of the differences and if we accept the differences, then obviously tolerance will be there. And then this because of the differences, there are misunderstandings and so on between cultures, between different diverse people. So this can be avoided. That is why I am focusing on culture. So language learning is incomplete without an understanding of culture, as language and culture cannot be separated. It is inextricably connected. So the preservation and promotion of culture and language goes hand in hand. In light of this, language learning materials should include include a variety of cultural contents, not just target language, but local language and other language, so that the learners can have an awareness of different kinds of cultures. And also, if we include local content, then it is going to motivate them, foster the motivation, and also increase their interest in that, because they can relate to it, and also compare and contrast their own local cultures with other cultures. And hence, we will have an awareness and understanding of our own culture also and other cultures also. The LOCF, which I have mentioned, the Learning Outcome Curricular Framework for Undergraduate English, outlines the importance of understanding the different cultural contexts and emphasizes on the ability to use the knowledge that they have learned for communication. So the ultimate goal is better communication, effective communication, due to the understanding that you gain through the cultural awareness. So I have suggested, sir, a change in the title, that is a comparative analysis of cultural contents in the undergraduate general English or AECC English communication of Manipur University and Dhanamandjuri University. These two universities are in Manipur only. So the problem that I have, which I have to go to Myanmar, the border is still closed. So I hope that that can be prevented, and I can, if I focus my research in Manipur here, because over here the situation is a bit better, but I can't really say. But for Myanmar, I was quite hopeful while I was presenting my third progress report, because it just started, and I was hopeful that it was going to ease soon. But during July, August, September, October, not much changes had taken place in Myanmar, and the situation still remains the same. So I have to complete my PhD on time. It cannot drag on. I cannot wait for the situation to go on like this. So I was suggesting, sir, for a change in my topic. This AECC paper, the long form is Ability Enhancement Compulsory Course. This is a paper which has come into effect with the new syllabus. So everyone, all the science, arts, commerce, they all have to own this paper. So if I am able to pick this, then I can analyze, a majority of the students, not just, English honors students. So all of them will be studying this syllabus, this paper. So I was hoping that what kind of, cultural contents the text, the content, the literary pieces that are in this paper can, instill in the students, and what are their opinions also regarding the study of such and so literary pieces. Obviously, they'll have an opinion whether they like it or whether they don't like it, and what kind of benefit it gives them. So I want to analyze this so that we can make the syllabus better. If it's not up to the mark, then we obviously have room for improvement. So I think my PhD work can make this contribution in terms of syllabus and all. Now that is what I have decided on, but I have come to the conclusion. And some of the online seminars that I had participated are organized by the HUSOC Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Buriram Rajabhat University, Thailand, and current research trends in English education by Kathmandu University, Nepal. I also participated in ELT Summit 2021, organized by International Society for Educational Leadership and MIT, Pune, and Goes Corpus, the Ultimate Goal, organized by this also HUSO. This is where I had learned how to write better articles, and after this I had attempted my first article, which I had presented during this National Online Conference, Place of Textbook in English Language Teaching in India, a dependable tool of knowledge transfer. My topic is learners' attitudes towards the literary text used in AECC, a case study on DMU undergraduate students. I'd also taken part in academic writing and publishing organized by Manipur University Library. So during this time, since I'm not able to conduct field work or make much progress, I was focusing on getting published and attempting articles and so on. My plan for the next few months is to finalize my change in topic after consultation with my supervisor, and then so that I can start my field work readily. And also I want to attempt another paper for publication, because as my supervisor had instilled in me that you have to publish, you have to get published, otherwise your research work is going to perish. Without publishing, then nobody is going to know your work, and how can you collaborate with others and so on. So that is, now I have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, now the question hour session, all the scholars who are participating, and I'm expecting few questions from those whose coursework starts from today. So this is open for discussion, and if you have any query, feel free to ask. Jinmi.
Can I see your proposed article? Yes, in here, ECC, it's
Ability Enhancement Compulsory Course, which is to be studied by everyone irrespective of their their course.
okay. After when you run through, I hope you already run through that course.
Yeah.
So in there, have you found any cultural content in that course book?
Of course, otherwise, analysis would be impossible. Actually, while writing the paper, I got to know that I can work on this while writing on my paper, while attempting my paper. So let me tell you about DMU, because I have focused more on that. They were studying short stories mostly, and not poems and not poetry, short stories. So these are like translations from Russian writers, and then from American writers, from British writers. So there was not any material from maybe Northeast or Indian culture. So I think that we need to incorporate such kind of culture also, diverse kind of culture, so that it's okay for English students, because they will be learning about different kinds of literatures like African literature, American, and so on. For them, it's okay. But let us consider a normal BSc student or maybe a commerce student. So we should give them that platform, that material, so that they can be aware of the different kinds of cultures associated with different language also, if we do translation work also. So I think that because I see the gap in those, that is why I am trying to bring in here. Can you get my point?
Yes.
Any other questions or observations?
Bandana, your presentation very well. It was a very wonderful presentation, and I really enjoyed it very much. But you have made a remark saying that culture and language are inseparable.
Yeah, inseparable.
So could you please elaborate a little bit on that statement?
Culture and language are inseparable because our culture is being transmitted through our language only. And I am focusing on English language, but I am saying that we can use the English language as a medium to propagate other cultures also, to make others aware of other kinds of cultures also. So through my research, I am trying to do that. But culture and language are, you cannot, I see you know how to speak English, read English, but if you know nothing about English culture, then I would say that your language learning is incomplete. So if I learn Manipuri also, I have to know the Manipuri culture, without which my communication is going to be incomplete. Okay, so by that I mean that language and culture are inseparable.
Any other comments, observations, queries? I think Udat and Vamdi attended that viable research topic. From there you can raise some issues which you have not reflected in your presentation. Why 100 references? Udat, why 100 references are required? I think, as discussed by Willie in India, Singapore.
Yes, sir. So, sir, when we are reading about literature review, when we write about literature review, then it is very important to know that which are the mainstream literature that is going to be incorporated, written in your, cited in your books. So, if we have only cited some of the literature and we have not done a thorough study and research on the say area that we are going to work on, then we can say it's incomplete.
Yeah.
So there's a main reason why we need to cite as many as possible in our literature, because so many work might have been done in the past for the past 20 years, 30 years.
Yes, obviously, nothing is really new. Nothing is really new, and it is also impossible to read each and every literature that is available. So there should be a kind of sorting, latest and most relevant one. There should be a kind of sorting, latest and most relevant one, and also the more important works in that field that have most people have consulted, most researchers have consulted. So we always look for this how citations, how many people have cited this work, how many people have used this work as reference. So we use that, and I have not included any reference over here because it is a presentation, and while submitting I will include all my references because I think that is going to be very bulky in my presentation.
Ms. Bandana, I want to ask one question.
Yes.
I personally feel that this vocabulary, Manipuri vocabulary, some words are missing from our vocabulary. As new vocabulary comes into our language, how do you think, how can we preserve the losing vocabulary from our, I mean the preservative, where since language is the carrier of culture.
I would say that language is always evolving.
Yes.
Always evolving. It's never a stop. It's a living language, so it's always evolving, always changed. In the English language also, there are many incorporations each and every year. So many words are being added in the Oxford English Dictionary. And also, a lot of them are being left behind. I mean, like out of use or so on, like that. I cannot really give a...
The question I want to ask is, because in Manipur, we are not technologically so advanced that in other society we can preserve this technology. Suppose in other highly developed countries or states, that they would use this technology to preserve that thing. But in Manipur, so we are in a transition phase. Suppose we have a
I think Santa's question I have understood. It's not exactly related with the work. His question and query is related to language preservation and sustenance. Like UN is trying, some languages become, absolutely abolished. Right? Language death is happening. In that situation, your question is very relevant. In her, work, importance of culture is reflected. Okay.
I think it is up to the government to, take up steps to protect and preserve maybe give more scholarship to people who study such kind of language, because they are going to be extinct in the next few years or so on.
Sir, can I assist Bandana on that?
Yes,
question?
yes, please, yes, please.
First of all, like maybe Bandana has already said that language keeps on evolving, and those languages who doesn't evolve, that language is considered as dead language. So the thing is that the far most important thing is that we have Manipuri dictionary. So writing dictionary is the first step to preserve those words or those vocabularies. And secondly, through literature, maybe poem, maybe song, those words, those vocabulary can be used, and it can be not directly but indirectly, it may also save or conserve those lost vocabularies related to our culture. I think it's just my opinion.
This is a new dimension, right? Now we don't discuss about British language. We are thinking about intelligibility and acceptability. Now Americans are occupying in every sphere. Look at Manipur scenario. There are tidbit of words, due to influence of Korean culture, right? Can we stop? So that is, indirectly related, not directly concerned with her thesis. This is the point I want to make.
Yes, but I just, she just mentioned the culture and content. So I just want to, it's not the direct question, we just.
Yeah, that's good. That's how new, clarity will emerge. Okay. Yes, any other questions? I'll come to the kind of query here. You want to say something, Banti, because you have attended what requires to be more focused methodically. Okay.
Yes, in the webinar, Dr. Willie suggested that we, while writing our research paper, we refer to at least minimum 100 references. So, or more, but minimum should be 100. So, as you have already started with your research, what is your take on that? What do you think? Will it be easy? Will it be convenient to find 100 references related, which is relevant to the current study, which I want to work on?
I think it depends also if it's something which is very new. I mean, not relatively explored upon. Then rather than if references are not available, then I think it's you who should go to the field work, who should go to the field and conduct interviews and gather data. That is also very important, because you are collecting materials for future use. If you are not able to find enough data, then I think we should go to the field and collect data and make it for our use, and also leave it for future generations so that they can use it. That's obviously what every researcher is doing, trying to get primary data which is been not dealt upon deeply by others. So it depends. Like feminism, obviously I can get 100 references, more references, also 1,000 also, right? But if it's something new, I think that is not the.
Okay, we'll stop here. You have made the point, and now she has given some sort of clarification, which can convince the examiners later on. What we do is we will recommend as a supervisor. There will be examiners, thesis evaluators. What is their view we need to consider also. Sometimes theses are rejected. Now over to Yaifaba, what is your query or observation, if you have any?
Sir, Bandana has, I think, changed her title, and this is the current title. So, I think I should say that it's a very relevant and new, I think, in the field of English language teaching. And but I have a doubt. And actually I just wish to share the point with her that cultural contents, when we talk about cultural contents, are we talking about one particular community, or since Manipur is divided or is diverse with several cultures, so will you be confined to only your community or to the other communities as well? And if it is going to cover all the communities, then will it not be huge and vast? Something. So that is the doubt I just wish to share with you.
Yeah, so India is multicultural, and also Manipur, there are, so many languages, so many communities, so many ethnic communities residing in Manipur and in Northeast also. So it is entirely impossible to focus on this thing, on each and every community. So I would see if, broadly, if something, like say for example, if there is an article, if there is maybe fiction or maybe non-fiction essay also on, let's say, something which is common for all of us. Maybe it could be the geography, or it could be the food also. Food is what connects, people. So if it's about food, if it's about geography, then I can represent that. I can take that as representative of local culture. Otherwise, it is going to be impossible. If I see if it has Tangkul community, Mar community, Mao community, it's going to be impossible. So, representative of our local content, which the students can relate to, maybe geography, maybe if there is a topic on the Shiroi lily that is representative of our culture, the Sangai, the Loktak, it's the face of Manipur. So I think if there's one like that, then I can say that it's represented rather than the culture of every ethnic community.
Thank you.
Okay, the query, the kind of questions raised by Yaipabai is also very relevant, right? Any other, comment, observations? You have to be very serious. John is there, Gonmei, and then, Hoshia, right? Bandi, Udat, your coursework starts today, right? So you need to think. This is a practice we want to evolve for the future research scholars. See, at a point of time, just a PhD degree was important to get a job. Now, in this competing world, if your PhD is not competent, if you cannot speak about your thesis, your topic, you are out. When not a fair competition takes place, particularly in the central government, or if you want to apply for a job in a country, Asia for English is a huge market, right? Japan is inviting, right? And I just had a talk with Professor Lee also. She wants to recommend 3-4 research scholars because Koreans are looking for English-speaking Northeast Indian, right? So like that, opportunities we have to create, but without your competence, we stay nowhere. Just a degree you won't tell. Okay? Your identification is your quality. You may have degree, you may not have degree. Now we have seen in this, multinational companies where she has rightly mentioned about multiculturalism, right? They don't discuss about MA in English. They will find a person who can speak English, who can communicate. They may be a simple graduate, and they will get, them employed. Okay, that's why competence is very important. So now when we start working, we never knew that lockdown and Myanmar military junta's imposition, demolition of democracy, we never dreamed on. Okay, we were very positive because of the arrival of Zinmi from Myanmar. We had the kind of enthusiasm, so we took the kind of, research proposal and go through. Now, what happened? And this is a reality. Okay? Her, particularly, 2 of them, Bandana as well as Asolia, she wanted to work with the kind of monk coming from Laos, right? We want to explore Laos also, so that Manipur University will get a name. Now, whatever thesis, whatever article you write, will you Renandia rightly say? Dinah, you can come. We are here in the presentation room. Okay, you wait, I'll come out. Okay, so what happened is, this is the kind of, suggestion. Whenever you choose a topic, that's why I was bringing, Professor Wali Renandia's, presentation. What is viable for your PhD research topic? You need to focus on last 5 years only, not beyond. Because after some year, the topic will be perished. Okay, not relevant. So that is very important. Now coming to her, I will find out, because, COVID is likely to, give a new turning point because of Omicron. Except Myanmar, today I spoke with the, Thai counterparts. And for you, I have to speak to Myanmar embassy, right? What will be the possibility for you? Otherwise, we will change the topic. Since you got your JRF, you can wait, but nevertheless, don't stop, because I want more input relating to learning outcome vis-a-vis New Education Policy 2020, where English stands, right? So the kind of questions raised by Santa is also slightly relevant, and what Amit has pointed out is also absolutely relevant, but you need to focus. I'm happy that you could defend that, one clarification. When Yaipava raised that relevant issue, we go by official status of a language. There are other ethnic minorities. Same thing may be happening in Sri Lanka also. There are many ethnic Tamilians. They don't represent Sri Lanka, right? They are ethnic minority. So in Manipur also, there are some languages, Tangkuls or Maar, for them, other scholars will take care. When it comes to the question of Manipur, now who are the dominating, speakers, majority as such? English being an associate official language, and Manipuri being, but within Manipuri also, you have rightly said it is not possible, but whether Sahitya Academy has recognized or not, other government agencies, right? That is very, very important. Okay, now one visitor is waiting for me from Chennai, who want to come for a proposal for a research project, and that is where all the scholars who cannot speak Manipuri English doesn't mean that they stay nowhere. Speaking English is a kind of competence, but if they can write very well in their mother tongue, why don't we encourage them? Now computer speaks on behalf of us, right? Grammatical errors are being detected by softwares, for which Amit is, relatively working in that area. Okay, so you want to say something, Tharanga? Just give an observation. You being,
I would like to thank for you, sir, because you given to that class, and good luck. That's a very good presentation, and I want to say something, sir.
Yeah.
She's expressions and she's movements is very good. I
More meeting on Asur.
wish you and good luck your future.
Thank you.
Banti will give the water thanks. Banti, you can stay in here.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to all present here. First of all, I would like to thank our supervisor, our Professor Irong Mobirsing, for his leading supervision and inspiration at every point of time. I would also like to thank Ms. Bandana Sapam for sharing her thoughts and experience in highlighting the recent and current trends in ELT across various countries, especially Southeast Asian countries. And her presentation was very engaging and very well structured in highlighting how language and culture is interlinked, how better communication happens due to better understanding, better guidance of culture awareness. Thank you, Bandana. I am sure by the end of this event, we are all very inspired by your highly insightful thoughts. I would also like to thank everyone who are present here and for attending this event. We have been fortunate to have 2 Sri Lankan officials for this event. Thank you. And I hope that the department will continue to progress and organize such events in the future. Lastly, I want to thank one and all present here. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, we need to thank Amit and his team also.
Yes.
Because see, this will go online. If I found this is okay, I'll recommend to other countries. Okay, and we can see that next time. Every time we are improving. And this is what we have to, churn and look forward, that we do something which is memorable for future. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, officially, Bandana will treat all of you over a cup of tea and whatever you want to eat.